really practical ways. You can use it as a furniture polish. You can use it to get drawers unstuck. If you rub it, if you have like an old dresser drawer and it kind of just keeps getting stuck, you can use that on the tracks as a lubricant. You can also use it as waterproofing on leather products. So the next product from the hive, or treasure from our hive, is bee pollen. Now, bee pollen out in the wild in its raw form is collected by forager bees. So it's collected by the forager bees. They take it, they bring it back to the hive. They mix it with honey, and then they turn it into what's called bee bread. So the pollen that's stored in those little honey cells is actually bee bread. It's not pollen in its raw form. It has been magically transformed through these little alchemists that use their honey. And what they do is they infuse it with all of those incredible enzymes. In addition to its natural nutritional benefits that the pollen in and of itself holds. So as you can see here, just 1 tablespoon of this bee bread or bee pollen contains 250 types of nutrients, vitamins, flavonoids, and it consists of 35% protein, very, very high in protein, those tiny little granules of bee pollen. You can buy them here at the local health food store in Ludington. You can order them all over online. They're just phenomenal. They also, as far as their health benefits, they're going to help boost your immunity. They contain antimicrobial, antifungal, antiviral properties, which can kill off bacteria and virus, such as this wonderful staph virus that actually causes food poisoning. And it can help inhibit allergic reactions. So if you are someone that's prone to, to allergies, taking some bee pollen regularly will really help that. As far as regular supplementation goes, studies have shown that it can reduce stress, it can reduce symptoms associated with menopause, and it can actually speed your healing if your body is in a state of need. So bee pollen is incredibly helpful to us humans. Now, in the hive, bees actually use it to feed their babies. So once they make that bee bread out of it, they store it in cells, and then they use it as needed to feed the babies, or what we call the brood, when it's in their larval stage. So they use it for its highly nutritional benefits. So one of the last things that we're going to talk about today, before we get to our project, is something that I just find absolutely fascinating, and it's called propolis. So propolis is gathered by the forager bees, and what propolis is, it's resins and saps that have been collected by forager bees from trees and plants outside of their hive. They bring back those resins and saps, they mix it with their own wax, and they create this very, very sticky and very, very powerful material that we beekeepers call propolis. Now, inside the beehive, the bees will use it in 2 major ways. Number 1, they will seal up any crack, any hole, every nook and cranny. If you're a beekeeper, you know what I mean. You'll go and crack open your hive, and you're like, how did that get so stuck? We refer to it as bee glue. The bees use it as glue. One of the other ways, and most important ways, that bees use propolis is actually as medicine. So there were studies done where beehives were challenged, meaning a virus was introduced to some, and then in the controls, the virus was introduced to different beehives. The controls received no extra propolis, but the other beehives did. And what they found was that the beehives, and the bees actually would gather more propolis, and they spread it all inside their hive. They literally painted the inside walls of their hive with it, creating what we call a propolis envelope. And what they did was they literally surrounded their colony with this medicinal substance. It contains over 300 pharmaceutically active compounds. It is proven for its antibiotic and antiseptic properties, antiviral and anti-inflammatory effects. This is a powerful, powerful substance that these bees use. And so when they are challenged with a virus, their intake of propolis into the hive shoots way up and coat everything with it. So essentially, they're just surrounding themselves with this medicines to heal themselves. How amazing is that? This tiny, tiny little insects collectively know how to heal themselves. It is mind-blowing to me. We as humans can benefit from this as well. We can use and benefit from its health benefit in different forms, in tinctures. Tinctures are when you use an alcohol extraction to extract the medicinal properties out of a substance, and in this case, it would be the propolis. Glycerites is when you would use like vegetable glycerin as a form of extraction, and you can even eat it raw. In fact, that's one of the most powerful ways to consume this propolis for its health benefit, is just to take some and chew on it until you basically got this nice little ball of wax that you can discard when you're done.
Does it change color when you chew on it?
Not, it kind of will start to kind of fade a little bit. It's a fantastic topical treatment for uncomplicated wounds, meaning nothing that's like too crazy or deep. And you can actually use it as a gargle or a spray. It's phenomenal when you have a sore throat. It's absolutely incredible when you have a cold. And it has been used for hundreds of years to soothe anything, kind of mean that's going on in your mouth, as far as like sores or things like that are happening. It's just a really powerful product that the bees make and that we can benefit from. And last but certainly not least is everybody's favorite, and it's honey. So honey comes in various forms. I know that some people only think, well, honey's honey, it's liquid. It actually comes in obviously liquid. You can get it in cup cone form, which I brought to share with you on the table, and we'll be raffling off, I think, 3 of them as well. And it can actually come in a creamed form, where the honey will begin to crystallize, and then you take that crystallization through a varied step process, and you end up with this creamy, wonderful mixture. And I'm sorry that I don't have any of that for you to sample today, but I know that you can buy it over at West Shore Market. Do you guys sell it? Does Victory Honey sell cream honey? Or Victory Bee sell honey, creamed honey?
We have some.
Do you have some for sale? Maybe.
Bring any.
That's okay. If you're interested in trying some, make sure that you reach out to Han. She might be able to sell you some, and I know that the West Shore Market carries some as well. So honey is phenomenal. It's an excellent, healthy alternative to sugar. You can use it anywhere that you would use sugar. It's a really wonderful way to start stepping your health in a positive direction, especially if you don't know where to start. But we all know, I don't have to stand here and lecture you about how bad sugar is. We all know that it's not good for our bodies. But honey is. It's not only sweet, but it's actually healthy for us. It contains amino acids, vitamins, minerals, iron, zinc, and antioxidants. Now, a lot of those benefits only happen when the honey is not like overheated. So when you are going to be using honey and really want to gain all of its health benefits, you're going to want to look for honey that is what we call raw. And if you can get it unfiltered as well, those are the best forms. Because what happens is once honey is heated to a certain point, it starts to kill off like the amino acids, and it starts to lose a lot of its health benefits. And the best way to get honey is from your local beekeeper. I know that one of our beekeepers, Russ Villette, am I saying his name right? Russ Villette, he sells his honey over at the farmer's market in Ludington, and that happens on Fridays. It happens on Fridays. There's also raw honey that's sold at the West Shore Market, and even I want to say like Shop and Save has some local honey. Yeah. So also another maybe not so widely known benefit of using raw honey is for first aid. So what honey does, real unheated honey does, is it actually acts as a natural peroxide. So, like if you had a cut and you put peroxide on it and you'd see bubbles start to form, and we go, oh, look, they're starting to kill all of those skin cells. Well, the bad thing about peroxide, hydrogen peroxide, is it not only kills the bad cells, but it also kills those good cells. But honey, if you apply it to a scrape or a cut, will only target the bad cells. It actually leaves those healthy cells completely intact and speeds the healing process. There are burn centers. I mean, we're talking serious burn centers in the burn units that use honey on their burn patients to help regenerate their skin cells and to help keep those wounds clean and able to heal faster. So if you have any, especially if you have kids or grandkids or anybody that gets scrapes or cuts, throw a tiny bit of honey on that Band-Aid after you've cleaned the wound, or you can help use it to help clean the wound. And then that'll help that speeding process right along. And if you give them a teaspoon of honey right after, there you go. Wound is going to be forgotten about pretty quickly. It's actually excellent as a natural beauty treatment as well. Honey is a humectant, meaning that it's going to draw in moisture from its surroundings, from the air. And one of my favorite ways to use honey is take a teaspoon of honey and some unflavored, like plain yogurt, like real unsweetened plain yogurt. Mix like a half a teaspoon in there and then mix it together and then put it on your face as a face mask. So you're going to get hydration from the honey, and then you're going to get a really gentle exfoliation effect from the lactic acid in your yogurt. It's phenomenal. You could also use it just as a body scrub if you threw in some sugar, which is probably like the best way to use sugar, is just to rub it on, as opposed to putting it in your mouth.
Greek yogurt,
So I'm sorry?
Greek yogurt.
You can use any kind of yogurt. It can be Greek as long as it has no added sugar and it is like plain, just plain. So yeah, excellent as beauty treatments as well. There's like I could tell you like a bazillion DIY recipes. Maybe that's something that we need to do, is like a make and take spa day kit or something, because they really are fun.
What was your recipe for the Candace?
The library, we do have 3 new books that we've added to our all of the books that we've got. We got Beekeepers Lab and How to Make Lip Balm. So we should check out a book from your local library.
Excellent. I'll start with a teaspoon of honey and add like a half a teaspoon or even just a teaspoon of yogurt. It just really depends on how thick you want it. The honey is going to make the yogurt kind of really thin. And you're gonna, as you're doing it, you're gonna go, oh, this is too watery. But if you just put a thin layer on your face, you're gonna feel it actually still dries. So a little goes a long way. Yeah, you can also use it like a lip scrub too if you mix it in with some sugar. Anyway, so and one of the last, and I think this is a pretty well known thing by now, is that local honey. If you have seasonal allergies, finding a beekeeper that's in your area and actually consuming about 2 tablespoons of that honey every day is going to really help ease your seasonal allergy symptoms. And that really is because raw unfiltered honey contains tiny little particles of pollen that the bees have collected. And so it's like you're getting this little, what do you call it? It creates a very small immune response, and it helps your body to be able to not have such big reactions when you're out, and it's pollen season. So I think that is it for our treasures from the hive. I hope that I helped shed a little bit more light on some of the amazing products that bees make that we as humans benefit. So we are the Scottville Beekeepers in Mason County. There's our contact information. So I'm going to leave the screen up for a minute if that's okay. And so again, we would absolutely love to have you join us. Yeah, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you're
All right, before we start with Anne, I was supposed to make an announcement about, we are filming this for Zoom for the folks that are unable to get to the library on their own, so they're able to watch it. If you have any concerns or worries about your face being on the camera, you can let me know, or thank you to Thomas and Chris, by the way, back there. They're doing all the technological making this happen so that it's going live. But please see them and let us know if you're worried about your face being on.
Only get my good side.
All right, so we're going to turn it to Candace. That was so informative. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We're going to turn it over to Anne. She's going to demo how easy it is in the microwave, and then we'll be making them in the hot plates, on the hot plates over here. But we wanted to show you the 2 options that you have.
For those that have grandchildren, everybody we have 3 coloring books, and they're real informative. They're like storybooks as well. You can make them clear. As well as we have tons of free seeds. They're all Scottville, there's a mix of them, so help yourself, take at least 3 or 4 of these. Okay, so we'll be up there on the counter with us.
Thank you so much for bringing those in. All right, Ann, we're turning it over to you.
Okay. Beeswax is gonna start out like this. Or however you buy it. And you can shred it. You only need a tiny bit. So I'll put it in like right the start, it takes a while.
And how much beeswax you use in there?
Tablespoon.
Tablespoon.
Roughly a tablespoon. It can be a little more, a little.
Oh.
45 seconds.
So let's see.
Oh, sorry, I don't have one. Okay.
The microwave doesn't wreck the properties of the wax,
Does what?
wreck the properties of the wax. Or affect them.
The question was, did microwave wreck the properties of the wax? And Ann said she doesn't think so.
I don't think it's like.
Eating it. Okay.
So, and while Ann's doing that, you're each are gonna get your own ready-made measured out wax that Ann did while she was camping this weekend. So she actually measured it out for everybody, cute little discs.
And gives a bit, so. We usually start out with 45 seconds and then go to 30 seconds. This is,
Until it's completely dissolved.
yeah. This beeswax melts at a higher temperature of 147 as opposed to melts really fast. That's why it's good when you products because it's freezing from not getting it 6
Don't want to put coconut oil in with, I get it, that makes sense.
Well, it might still melt in your hot car, but not in Arizona, right? I'm gonna live on the edge of the minutes. Hopefully it doesn't get past my fire.
So Ann, where can people get beeswax?
You can buy it at Walmart or you should buy it some. Or something like that.
You can buy it at Walmart. Our Walmart here? It's not beeswax.
Well, I haven't really-
I believe I've seen it at a restaurant market as well. It's spots like Crockett and you have a little water in this. Yeah.
It's just not.
You didn't do it very good.
See,
Our shore market hours just called the field also very.
no idea.
Like, hey,
Well, yeah, like we pulled out Costco and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, yes. Like, yes, 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 yes. Taking to the bottom of the fridge,
Protect it
yes.
all season long, from the beans, and then you store it in the freezer, and then over the winter, it's like. You just put it in the crock pot, and it feels like it's make sense.
Who does that?
Yeah,
what do you
I
do?
just collected all season long.
After we took off the honey, we, put it, the pot liner, the pot. Put all some accent in it. That's, the honey goes to the bottom, the rest. Pull it out, cut the bottom, the honey out, and hold down the spot. That's not gonna have all top, good properties.
Where are you getting the beeswax from?
Huh?
Where are you getting all this beeswax?
Steal it from the bees.
I know that.
When they make honey,
Yeah, well, what it is, when we harvest the frames for the honey, we have to shave off the cappings off the frames. That's the wax is what we shave off the cappings. And you could have a pile really big, And by the time you heat it up, it's going to be maybe for
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, we bought it one dedicated to the.
It's almost.
Oh, can you smell it, guys?
It's probably slow.
Yeah, it's starting to melt, you can smell it.
In about 30 seconds. Things getting hot.
So the inside of a beehive.
Yeah. I'm gonna get one of them. I'll use
And introduce going over the recipe part for how to make it at home yourself. Once you go and take it, those you should bring it prepared.
These are the same tubes that we have in there, but like when I'm making it home, I just sit it up.
What kind of essential oil do you use?
I have lemon here. Well, on a lemon.
A certain brand?
Huh?
A certain brand?
This is nature's true.
As long as it's 100% pure
Yeah.
oil. There's lots of different areas that sell that. I've seen it at Meyer.
Hope your tablecloth isn't fancy. So once the beeswax is melted, I'm just gonna do coconut oil in there.
So a tablespoon of coconut.
Yeah, it's like 1-to-1 really. If you want it a little bit harder, you can put more beeswax. If you want it a little bit softer, more coconut oil. Might not even have to put it back in the microwave.
Yeah.
So Anne's making hers with lemon, but we're giving you the options of peppermint and lavender. Are the two that we're I think I will do lavender.
Buy these on Amazon. We haven't made it yet. That makes it perfect.
I'll be cooking my homemade lip balm from you now.
So the recipe calls for 3 drops of lemon, but I like lemon, so I put in a few more drops in there.
How many did you say you put in?
5.
Five?
But it says 3 and 5 for peppermint, but
And how often have you been making lip balm? Like, how long ago did you start doing just making lip balm?
it's, I don't know, it's been a couple of years, like, I usually bring it to the Taste of Honey and it's a pretty good seller. A lot of little girls like it.
So you all are getting a preview of the Taste of Honey. Taste of Honey is what the beekeepers, Scottville beekeepers does at the senior center in Ludington in October.
Yeah.
Yes,
In
yeah,
October.
it's not.
And that's all the beekeepers have their honey and it's taste all the different ways that it's crazy how different our honey tastes. But you're getting a small sampling of that today.
Okay, so this is basically how you're gonna fill it. It's gonna be hot. and it might
Lemon.
spill.
And it might spill, she said.
And so you each will be making your own concoction and then you'll be injecting it into your label.
See, it's already starting to.
Yeah.
Fire again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I know it.
Great thing about being able to make your own lip balms and products is that you know exactly what's going inside them. You have 100% control. And I think that one of the things that we often overlook is that our skin is the largest organ of our body. Everything that we put on our skin gets sucked into our body, into our bloodstream, into our systems. And so this is a great way if you're someone who is trying to avoid, those harmful parabens and things that are often found in like every kind of cosmetic or lip product. Making your own products like this is just a really, really healthy way to do that.
It's already starting to set up, so I mean, it's just that fast. Like, and I could probably get a couple more,
How many did you fill in? 3?
4,
Oh, nice.
yeah, so sometimes it's even more, I have to quickly get it out, because it's like,
Pardon.
if I don't have the ratio, I might have more beeswax or more coconut oil, so then I maybe
Do you
2
buy
months.
the products online or can you buy them locally? The canisters and the syringe, I know you get
These-
the.
The tubes you can buy on Amazon, you can get like 50 for about $16. I just bought a box of syringes, put 100 of them for $15. I mean, I get them from work a lot, but.
And she also works for the hospital.
It's a pretty gift.
You can go to Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
All right.
So is there a specific brand of coconut oil that you want to use or?
No, this, I think
Unfiltered.
Ingrid just got this set.
I think I got that on Amazon. Yeah,
Yeah, but you can get it at Myers and.
yeah.
This one's Keto friendly.
Oh, yeah, all of them sells coconut. pure
Yeah,
coconut.
they do.
Yes.
So, regular
That's
oil.
what we,
So now it's just going to set up. with that.
Sorry, sorry.
It's already starting to set.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is it that easy, Anne?
It's that easy.
So,
I mean, so easy come caveman.
so what we need to do now is figure out how to do this in stations. We're thrilled with the number of people that are here. We actually have 3 hot plates. So what we were thinking, and Ann, you can help me with this, is we do have this snack area too, so you can be doing that while some people are getting theirs prepared. But what Ann has